Yes, respected friends, welcome you all. What a great endeavor it is. Somehow it has come in our life, and we are consistently making use of it. Really, we can, if not be proud, be satisfied, happy with ourselves. Good, let us continue this. If possible, with more added fervor, with more added dedication, etc. Lokasevaka Adi Vyaktitwas, consciously, it's the time now for us to improve. So, to more conscious, we have to be to invoke the Krupa of all the sources, starting from the Brahma Tattva, the Ishvara Tattva, the Jagan Matru Tattva, the Devata Gana, Guru Gana, Shastra Gana. Let us be fully engrossed in this increasingly day by day. That's the way anybody from the samsara enters into sadhana and fulfills their mission. Shwethashwathara Upanishad, Trutiyodhyaya, Brahma Tattva exhaustively explained so far. Yet at the sadhana level, the upadhis are the burdens. They have to be surrendered to the samashti upadhi yukta Ishvara. Therefore, the knowledge is given to us that it is Ishvara whose Ishani Bhi Shakti, with which he is managing the entire show at the samishti level, of course, therefore, at the vyashti level also. So, just for abide by the rules, regulations, as a human being in general, as a sadhaka in particular, and ensure that upadhis are surrendered to him and therefore they are not burden to us. They are not hindrance to us. They are not obstructions to us, our own upadhis. Thus, bypassing all of that, discover that oneness with Him, which is the main goal. So, to guide us in this regard, the Ishvara Prasanga, the Ishvara Srishtrutva ityadi are being explained to us. In that, the two main things repeatedly we see are for the entire universe cosmos to guide it, monitor it, there is the Ishvara behind. Everything is His first point. Second, at the empirical level, we are the servants. At the substratum level, there is no two. This knowledge has to become stronger, deeper. That's the purpose for which every day only Upanishad Granthas we have to study. Means in the Upanishads only this truth is without any dilution, distraction is spoken. In any other texts, this is not given that much importance. Only the other Vyavaharik doings and achievings are given importance. That is why in the study of Shastras also the difference between studying the Tattva Shastras, that is the Upanishads, and the studying of other Dharma Upasana Shastras. They are also good, but they are not the ultimate. This is the ultimate. That's why, by the grace of the Puja Gurudev and Adi Shankara Bhagavan, Vyasadi, Dakshinamurti Bhagavan, that we are given these blessings in this life to study the Tattva Shastras every day. So let us do that. Before that, like every day, the five aspects Veda Mantrocharanam, common sense thought, Prarthana Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantrocharanam, Upanishad Mantradhyanam with Bhashya. Start ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। Friends, in today's common sense thought, very assorted discussion. One, as the indriyas antakarana of every one of us, including ours, is bahirmukha, and thus it gets the samachara information about bahya vastus, shabda, svarsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, interpreted as useful, enjoyable, either by our mind or advertised by someone. Then what will happen? Our mind or people's minds start doing the chinta, worrying about how to obtain those things, how to involve in them, how to enjoy them. Whether I myself have the satyatva and sukha buddhi in them because of vasana habits, or somebody will advertise it that it is so beautiful, it's good for you, it will give you joy. In either the case, the chinta as to how to obtain, indulge in that happens. This is called as the samsara, the bhautikata, and totally into the moha maya. Contrast to that exactly is what you and I are supposed to do. Wherein, instead of exposing our mana buddhi indriyas to these things, we expose our mana buddhi to the Paramatma Tattva through these Shastras, either ourselves studied or heard from someone. Samachara Sekarana is done, collection of information. Now, as the worldly people are at the level of worldliness, the chinta about how to obtain the worldly things was there. Here also, necessarily, deliberately, consciously, we have to do the chintana about how to reach to this great spiritual height. We have to do the chintana. We have to do the kalpana. We have to do the sankalpa. We have to keep on increasing our ichha for that. We should be as restless as the worldly people. Till they get the worldly things, they go on fighting with the mind, fighting with the world, pushing, putting all efforts, negotiating, using the intelligence. क्या क्या नहीं करते, somehow to obtain it. That struggle you see, especially that middle class, little lower middle class people, they don't have that much money, but something they need. How they need? It can be anything, isn't it? It can be even a cooler when it is summer. It's a big, big issue for them. They can't go for the branded double cost. So they need some local made. In that also big different sizes are there. The size of the house, number of people at home. Depending on that, the water consumption, its durability, guarantee, how many things they see. And finally somehow 3,000 का लगा दो तो हर महीने हम 500 दे देंगे. You see that? Somehow they get it and the celebration. That cooler आ गया. And it gives more sound than the air. Bichare, but becomes a habit after some days. See how they get it. Anything for that matter. Even to make a own house. Isn't it so difficult? It's a 15, 20 years of the life for them. थोड़ा थोड़ा रुपए इकट्ठा करके थोड़ा जगह 100 गज या 80 गज बस इतना ही 50 गज single bedroom. But then the struggle. Many examples. As they do that, we also have to do the chintana about this. This is what, if missing, we should know that it is missing, and we have to bring in our life. Sadhaka Lakshana is this. Nitya Nirantara is in that chintana as to how to near to that state of truth, how to experience it. In that desire or effort only, the Guru Padeshas, sadhanas, then want or need of studying the Shastras more deeply. All of them are byproducts of that chintana inside that मुझे वो चाहिए मुझे वो चाहिए मुझे वो जल्दी चाहिए मुझे अवश्य चाहिए. If these things as a sadhaka, if we don't entertain, then the sadhana will not be purposeful, not be vigorous. It will be very superficial. Then it won't give us the good result. Then it will be as if useless. Then we give it up. We go up back to the worldliness. And how this happens, the tadap inside. Maybe the Ishwara Krupa, maybe Guru Krupa, we don't know. Or we have to keep. But it is required. When we know these three maybes, let us try all the three. Oh Lord, give me the jignasa to know you exclusively. Oh Guru, empower me with that jignasa and myself also. Ultimately, it is me who has to come out of samsara, do the sadhana, get the siddhi. So I myself have to do the sankalpa of myself also. You know, as earlier we used to compare with the worldly people and increase the worldly desires. Let us compare with the spiritual people and increase the spiritual desires. But that comparison is only to get inspiration for ourselves. So that person is so younger than me, 20 years, but he is gone to such a high level. Why am I not? You know, when it is not causing jealousy, then this thought is very good. That observing the other people of the world. When they are able to excel, why can't we? In that way, taking the world examples, taking oneself into confidence, where do I stand and all, one can keep on at least entertain the thoughts of restlessness regarding the spiritual sadhanas and consequent evolutions. This is how a healthy spiritual seeker. An example, yesterday has gone wasted without any of these substantial sadhana. Isn't it? We have to think like that. कल का दिन साधना के बिना गया और साधना किया लेकिन बढ़िया वाला साधना नहीं किया और बढ़िया किया लेकिन वो साधना बढ़िया नहीं किया. Isn't it? Either done not done sadhana or not done great sadhana or great sadhana not done greatly. So yesterday is gone. Array. Now today is there in my hands. Now let me do the best sadhana in a best way today. Let it be started right now. All these thinkings are the ones which mold us to be a matured, complete seeker where thoroughly has understood everything and is doing everything systematically, vigorously is doing yet fully relaxed. To that highway of spiritual sadhana, we have to enter into. And when we hit the highway, then keeping that speed 120 or 100 or 80, depending on which country you are, the vehicle is moving with good speed towards destination. Still, we are relaxed. Before reaching to that highway, all the service roads and the other gullies, vagara, they are very cumbersome. In the same way, we have to go through all these things and come to the highway wherein pakka we know what sadhanas to do. And we are doing also. And we know it takes time to reach destination. And while doing it, all anxieties, tensions regarding the goal, regarding the means, regarding the initiative are gone. Because goal is convinced, means are understood, initiative taken. The thing is happening. You understood? In that person's whole day's life, every sadhana, tattva sambandhi sadhana, upadhi sambandhi sadhana, jagat sambandhi sadhana, dharma sambandhi sadhana, all of them find their own place as they are required. There is no confusion anywhere, no ambiguity anywhere, no hesitation anywhere, and nothing is pulling him back from that things. See that state, how beautiful it can be if we can achieve it. So that's why one side, Tattva Jnana, Dhrudharupena we have to gain so that our desire for Tattva Prapti is strengthened, intensified. At the very same time, we all know the obstacle for it is the pasha, the ropes which pull us toward the world and worldliness. Starting from our own encouraged vasanas, our own encouraged desires, our own encouraged habits. These are all immaturities for a sadhak. For a samsari, this is the only life. We have to know I am still immature in because of my vasanas for the world and worldliness. Still my desires are for this only. Still my habits are this only. So these weaknesses have to conquer. These extrovertedness I have to transcend. ये खुद को सोचना है. कोई कह के गए तो क्या फायदा? Lot of gurus come and go, speak and go. In so many satsangas we listen it, but uska asar on us. Then work on one by one. Whichever the knowledge, whichever the book, whichever the story, whichever the prasanga helps us, strengthen us in really, truly withdrawing from this unwanted thing, we have to pursue it. Hundreds of them are there. The great stories of great Mahatmas, great Sadhakas. ये है क्यों? To strengthen. We know what we have to do sometimes, but we are not able to do. What we have to do is withdraw from the world. What we have to do is focus on the Lord. ये तो पता है ये basic. But that strength for it, the commitment for it, isn't it? And that ability for it, and that planning for it. To gain them only, consistent input we have to have. What gives us that input is these life histories of the great saints and Mahatmas, or any of the such great Shastras. Read Parikshit's that portion of post curse again and again. Definitely it will come. In Puranas, not one, two, hundreds and hundreds of stories are there. When we study them, that push comes from within to sit consciously, sit effortfully, plan very well to withdraw from the routine worldliness and start involving intensely in the required sadhana. These are the things very necessary for us. One of the most beautiful help, guidance, inspiration, if we want, comes to us is from this great character Nachiketa. Is the best, easily understandable, easily accessible, isn't it? A very powerful example. Very good. If only we respect that episode, we look into that episode with unbiased open heart as a sadhak. When he went to that Yamaraja, how his approach was. That's what we have to gain. If he can do, I think we also can try. When Sri Yamadharmaraja has put all the things in front of him for the bhoga. These are the abstractions for us, na? Our extrovertedness, our still importance to the world and worldliness, our habits, our desire, our vasana. Already said. And they're all about the objects only of the world, bhoga, vastu, sturindriya. Every one of them were put in front. See those two slokas, what Nachiketa said, can be the great inspiration. Information come, inspiration to us. It tells us that this is how we have to think to pull our mind away from everything which is worldly natured so that we can focus on the Brahmachintan. So the Yamadharmaraja's episode is such one to say that Bhagwan is ready to give the Artha Kama and Bhagwan is ready to give Dharma Moksha, whichever you ask. He tempted with Artha Kama. Nachiketa said no. Then Nachiketa has chosen for Dharma. The two Dharmas were one to take care of the father, second is to take care of the society, which he achieved through encashing the first two boons for them. Then the moksha for himself through the Tattva Jnana, Atma Jnana. Third boon he encashed for it. See that story again and again when we read, is not the required data input comes to us and the food for thought. You know, most importantly, that shloka, 25 या 26वां श्लोक है वो, in that beautiful first valli, when the entire items were kept in front, fully freedom given, सारे तुम्हारे पूरे लारी भर भर के ले जाओ भूलोक में. What he said, that one shloka also is greatly inspiring. I'll just talk on that for 2-3 minutes. So today's common sense thought is really purely spiritually common sense thought. He says first, Shwobhava. Bhaiya, whatever you are giving, all of them have expiry date. Shvaha Bhava. That itself shows that he wants permanent, not the temporary, how much glitterous, how much beautiful it may be. Because how much beautiful it may be, when it goes, because it's temporary, it gives that pinching pain, isn't it? Anna? So if somebody says, no, 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 we will not suffer, we'll enjoy as long as it is there. Why? If there is something permanent, why not go for it? especially when it is more glorious than this. So Shwaha Bhavaha, none of these things will be there with us permanently. First point. Second, Martyasya. Even if they stay, I will not be permanent. मैं तो मरते हूँ. Martya means here this opportunity of this human life will be not permanent. Hmm? Then he antaka, O Lord Yama, sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. This is the third one important. Sarvendriyanam tejaha jarayanti. If this one thing also caught, really we are blessed. These indulgences in the world and worldly bhogas will destroy all our inner divya tejas, the ability, capacity, which are given to us to realize the self. वो सारा तेज जरा को प्राप्त करता है मीन्स क्विकली इट गेट्स डिस्ट्रॉयड. सर्वेंद्रियाणाम हियर द पंचज्ञानेन्द्रिय, पंचकर्मेंद्रिय, अंतकरण चतुष्टय. Of all of them, the tejas means the pragalpya, means the ability to pierce through the subtler, deeper truth. All of that gets destroyed. See, the boy of 5, 6 years himself has not gone through Indriya Bhoga that much, maybe very little, but maybe observing the whole world of people, he has learned from them that the Tejo Vihina people become at their Antakarna and Vahishkarna level because of the indulgence in these never permanently existing outer bhogas. So Swabhavaha Martyasya Sarvendriyanam Jarayanti Teja. So in Gita also Tadasya Harati Prajnam Vayur Navam Ivambasa. So the Buddhi stages to deeply study the Vedanta Shastras and understand the truth. The mind's stages to exclusively love only the truth. The Indriyas tejas to listen and chant those mantras only. Whatever the Indriyas can do for this Adhyatmic sadhana, that tejas goes away. The ears cannot listen for more than 2 minutes. That means what? Is Indriya tejas ear chala gaya. The mouth cannot chant Veda mantra even 2 minutes. मतलब वहां का तेजस नहीं रहा. The eyes cannot see the benign form of the Lord for the upasana, for concentration. Can't be done because the eyes are tired. इंद्रियों का तेज जरा हो गया. Every indulgence is making me spiritually weak, taking away my vitality, tejas. If someone can get convinced this way by pausing and contemplating on these shlokas, definitely the push comes from within. No, this is not my lifestyle. I have to change to this. We're all struggling in that position of shifting ourselves from this totally worldliness to spiritual with all our listenings. Because such crucial slokas we are not contemplating, which are necessary. हमको डिसीजन नहीं हो रहा अभी. निश्चयात्मिका बुद्धि फॉर द स्पिरिचुअलिटी नहीं हो रहा. 100% निश्चयात्मिका बुद्धि for the samsara also is not there like others. That's why we are coming to classes also, doing something or the other some throughout the day. पहले वहां निश्चयात्मिका बुद्धि था, therefore zero spirituality, full indulgence. अभी now we are in two minds, two boats, two horses. Do we have to come to this nishchaya and fully engross in it so much that there is no world to us other than this. Badhiya, no? Outside, the whole setup is such that it's fully spiritual, and more important than that is the inner makeup also of the antakarana set up only for this sadhana. Sorry. Then the third one is very important. Abhi sarvam jivitam alpameva. Fourth one. Sarvam jivitam alpameva. How much ever time given, time is so fast that whole life is oozes out just like that. The Kala for the Indra, Kala of Brahmadeva, compared to the Manushya Kala, is million times more, thousands times more. Like the Manushya Kala is thousand times more than the Kala of a mosquito, Kala of the other things. But then mosquito thinks, yeah, as a human being, such a long life we can live. But you and I know as human being how quickly our time is gone. Secondly, in indulging these things, the time is eaten away so much that we are left with no jivitam, manushya jivitam, with all these facilities, conveniences for sadhana. तो अभी सर्वम जीवितम अल्पमेव, कितना भी समय देवें वो कम ही है. मीन्स यमराज सेड यू विल लिव लॉन्ग लाइफ टू एंजॉय द वर्ल्ड. अरे एंजॉयमेंट में टाइम ऐसा उखड़ जाएगा कि पता ही नहीं चलता. एंड दोज एंजॉयमेंट्स नेवर एंड. they they create such a desire in us ki we want to repeat them. The lobha for that more and more comes. See how deep Nachiketa has become in the contemplation to understand the working of the antakarana and their attachment to the worldliness and how it destroys the spiritual seeker. It is his own knowledge, he gained it. Somebody might have taught him, but he received it. So we are also taught, but we have to receive also. Api sarvam jeevitam alpam. Then says, Tavaiva vahaha tava nutya gite. All dvaha nutya gita you keep, I don't want. Can we say this to our own Lord Ishtadevata? Oh Lord, don't create any temptations in me, don't provide any tempting things outside. Keep all of them with you. Give me only Brahmagnana conveniences and Brahmagnana Ichha and Brahmagnana Prayatna. How many times did we do this prayer in last couple of weeks or months? When this basic thing we don't do, basic, most important. It's like if you don't charge the cell phone, then the whole phone is useless only. It's basic, isn't it? So if you don't eat the food for 2 days, basic it is. Nothing can be done by us. So too, this prayer, this intention is a basic one. अब यही हम नहीं कर रहे हैं तो ना वहां से कृपा होगा, ना यहाँ से इच्छा होगा, ना इधर से प्रयत्न होगा. Then the world is always there to pull us, attract us. So this middle stage of neither here nor there, you have to conquer to certainly enter into the sadhana zone. 100%. Then about the wealth and other possessions, he says, na vittena tarpaniyaha manushyaha. No human being can be trupta with the vitta. That means what? With the vitta, with the bhoga, with the friends, whatever we had already, let us have trupti and put a full stop to them. One of the most important thing helps us in molding from the worldliness to spirituality is trupti. मुझे वो मिल चुका है, मैं उन सबका इंडल्ज कर चुका हूं, अब मुझे वो नहीं चाहिए, मुझे भगवान चाहिए. Isn't it? यहाँ का तृप्ति ही वहां जिज्ञासा दिलाता है, साधना का इच्छा. इधर तृप्ति नहीं हुआ तो वी आर हियर ओनली देन. Isn't it? Think about it coolly in our own mind, in our own heart. Can we say enough of all these things? I am contented. Now let me go for realizing my inner self beyond all the upadhis. Let me realize the substratum beyond this Jiva Jagadishvara. Let me embark on that path. Fully. Let it take its own time. एक जन्म, 10 जन्म, 20 जन्म. How does it matter? हमको तो लक्ष्य और मार्ग स्पष्ट हो गया. सो न वित्तेन तर्पणीयः मनुष्यः लप्स्यामहे वित्तमद्राक्ष्म चेत्वा जीविष्यामो यावदी शिष्यसि त्वं. बट वरस्तु मे वरणीयः स एव. फॉर मी एज a third moon, I want to know only the Paramatma Tattva. Don't waste your time, my time. Don't give all these temptations. है ना? जब हम कुछ मांगते हैं भगवान से किसी से, how those people command us, make us beggars, and make us wait. Because anyone who begs, he becomes Nicha. Yesterday only we saw na Adamataha Yancha Lagutayaha Moolam. Or Yancha eva Lagutayaha Moolam. Gurutayaha Moolam Aprarthanam Nama. We saw in the evening Prashnottarattamalika. It is the other way around here. Because he doesn't want anything. He is as if commanding Yamaraj. When I demand from Yamaraj, never Yamaraja or any of the devatas, hand will be upper. Then they will command me. But when they are giving and I am refusing, then I become the one to command. So you can feel Nachiketa commanding Yamaraj. Outside with all his humbleness, inside with his purity. That बस बहुत हो चुका है, temptation सब निकाल दो. Will you give me Brahma Jnana or should I go to Bhuloka and tell Yamaraj doesn't know anything? Or should I leave and go to other Guru? See that commanding, threatening by Nachiketa. Samalya Yamaraj. The same Yamaraj who was there out 3 days made the child wait because he doesn't know. Now he has given all leaves. Chutti le liya Yamaraj to teach this child Brahma Vidya as much the time as it was required because he commanded. So we should that how with our commitment, conviction, command the Lord, command the Guru, command the Shruti Mata to bless us and guide us. हमारे ही इच्छा दृढ़ नहीं है तो then they won't help us or care us. So if at all Guru, Shastra, Satsanga, they are not entering me, I am the one at fault. I don't have that deep intensity. Example, Nachiketa. So the total thought is Trupti for whatever is done for the world and worldly things. Now totally Adhyatmic sadhana. Get inspiration from the characters like Nachiketa and from the Upanishads, the entire clear picture. And always remember, yesterday sadhana nahi हुआ तो भी अच्छा वाला नहीं हुआ तो भी अच्छा नहीं हुआ तो आज मैं करूंगा. Like a bhogi says, yesterday I didn't enjoy that in breakfast, I missed this in lunch and in dinner तो था ही नहीं. आज तो मैं जान याद रख के I will have it. And he does it. कोई चीज मिस हुआ अगले पहले पिछले दिन he procures it. In the same way, the Adhyatmic sadhana thinks the same thing for this sadhana. Yesterday I have not meditated, today I will do. Yesterday I missed my contemplation today. Yesterday I missed my swadhyaya, today I have to do. Isn't it? Or yesterday I have done, today I will do better than that. Okay, no? More time. If I can do, I understood I can do. So let me do. When I am doing this, no wrong, no problem to the world. The world has not troubled me. I have not troubled the world. Therefore, no problem. Let me continue. When we are competitor for the world, for the bhoga vastus, then the world troubles us. When we said no to the world and bhoga vastu and involved in sadhana, everybody is happy. We are not a competitor. Isn't it? जैसे आप आपके पोते के साथ टीवी देखने बैठोगे, it's a competition to that fellow. If you throw the remote to him and say, बेटा मैं जा रहा हूँ meditation के लिए, he'll be so happy. He will say, Dadaji, don't come till you get realized. After that, you don't need to come. Right, friends? So these are the few things you have to be mindful about. समय तो बीत ही रहा है. ओम 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 सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः नितये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं भव एव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भव शङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यमेकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति आध्यात्मिक प्रगति धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजय राम मंदिरवत् समस्त मंदिराणां दिव्य पुण्य क्षेत्राणां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन साधना सेवा उपासना यज्ञ प्रार्थना तपस्यादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूल निर्मूलन भारतवर्षे विश्वे अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः सुसंप्रतिष्ठा विश्वे मोक्षधर्म पुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठा द्वारा विश्व संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृदेश धर्म सनातन भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्ण यजुर्वेदे श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः थर्ड चैप्टर। चैंट करो भैया सेकंड मंत्र से। एको हि रुद्रो न द्वितीयाय तस्थुः य इमान् लोकान् ईशत ईशनीभिः प्रत्यङ्जनान् तिष्ठति सञ्चुकोचान्तकाले संसृज्य विश्वा भुवनानि गोपाः विश्वतश्चक्षुरुत विश्वतो मुखः विश्वतो बाहुरुत विश्वतस्पात् संबाहुभ्यां दमति सम्पतत्रैः द्यावा भूमि जनयन् देव एकः यो देवानां प्रभवश्चोद्भवश्च विश्वाधिपो रुद्रो महर्षिः हिरण्यगर्भं जनयामास पूर्वं स नो बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तो याते रुद्रशिवा तनोः अघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुवा शन्तमया गिरिशन्ता विचाकशीति। इतना काफी है। We have seen in the third mantra beautiful meaning it was given. Vishwataschakshuhu uta vishwato mukhaha vishwato bahuhu uta vishwataspat. Vishwa means sarva. So all chakshu means the jnanendriyas, mukha means karmendriyas, again bahu the hands, pat the legs. Sarvatah. He has got. Therefore all faculties are his only. Therefore through every of the micro to macro individuals, he alone is expressing. I am not separate from him. Nobody is separate from him. No part of the body is separate from the total body. Independent, no. In that way, that isolated individuality we have because of the Upadhi Tadatmya is dissolved by knowing that all these upadhis belong to the total Ishvara. Then through these upadhis again, Ishvara Ukta Jivana only we have to live. So, by using all faculties in doing those things told by the Lord through Guru and Shastra, the Upadhi is offered to the Lord. By saying that all the faculties belong to Him, through them He only is watching or doing everything, the ego also is dissolved. So, Aham and Mama with the Upadhis, and with the Upadhis, Mama about the world. These are the obstructions for not allowing us to realize the self. So through this Ishvara Upasana, this is called Ishvara Upasana. Ishvara Pranidhana is this. We come out of our, our life at the individual level with the Upadhi. The जीव भाव से ये उपाधि तादात्म्य से संसार से छुटकारा पाने का ये पद्धति है. In the Veda, in the Upanishadic mystical style, it is said. We have to understand that way. So that's why he says, Atah swa ichchaya eva sarvatra chakshu rupadau samarthyam vidyate iti vishwatas chakshuhu. By his own ichcha, with all his faculties, whatever he wants to do or perceive, he will do. He only is doing. So the crucial thought, ki through my faculties, I am expressing or Ishvara expressing. If I say I am expressing, then we are blocking Ishvara. To make the Ishvara express or even to feel so, I have to reduce me in me. Me, मेरे का बलि चढ़ाना पड़ता है. For that, you have to realize that the small I is the biggest impediment for me to realize that I am the big I. You know, that day, the real spiritual journey begins when my ownership with my faculties and I as an individual itself is an obstacle for me to realize my divinity. That's the greatest understanding, greatest achievement. It doesn't click easily. Even though we are in spirituality, still we try to maintain the specified ego with our own faculties owned and doing through them something special so that we are awarded and rewarded. तो इसलिए he is a Mahatma, but still he wants to give such lectures that people should appreciate him. He wants to have such an ashram that people appreciate. That so many people should come and lot of disciples I should have, the people should recognize it. Now, देखो, with all Vedanta studied that is Brahman alone is reality, everything else is delusion. Still, if this knowledge is not thorough, even in the so-called spiritual world also, these delusions can happen. And while doing these things, that Mahatma is refining himself, purifying himself. One day it just clicks to him because of that intuitive sixth sense. अरे रे, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? Still I am lost in ahanta and mamata, isn't it? That's why the real Brahman I'm not experiencing. That day already is matured through his class, satsang and all of that. He just says no to all mama and just keeps away the hum. There he can see the pure Brahma inside. All this helps him. But there also, if one is inadvertent, there is the aham mama samsara. Therefore, every Vedantin should do the Ishvara Upasana to get out of the Upadhi ownership, to get out of the isolated ego individuality away from the Lord. Other than offering to Samashti, what can you do with the Vyashti? It will stay with us. इसलिए छोड़ दो, उसको दे दो. जैसे आपके घर में कुछ चीजें हैं, अब कब तक वो इसको देखते रहोगे? एक दिन थोड़ा दिमाग काम किया, उसको दे दो. गिव टू सर्वेंट्स और सब मड़ी हो गया काम. देयर इज नो हेडेक ऑफ देम. स्कूटर खराब है, इतने से बड़ा गैरेज में दे दे उसको, सेल इट इन दैट थिंग, हो गया काम. नहीं करते हम. इन द सेम वे आवर फैकल्टीज, आवर ईगो, वी होल्ड ऑन टू. दैट्स व्हाई we are denied of the spiritual heights in understandings, in practices, in experiences. So that's the purpose of bringing the idea of Ishvara. Not only it's an idea, but it's a fact too. That the Samashti Ishvara alone is managing everything. Okay, and he alone, some bahubhyam damati sam patatraihi. He alone endows the birds and human beings all with the wings and legs. Means सारे जीवों को सारे उपाधियां वही देते हैं. Or he alone with the limited upadhis as jiva playing the play. See, develop this vision which is tough because we are holding on to our ego. But somehow usko side pe rakh ke develop this vision and see what we will see through every individual Ishvara only is working. That's what in the Vibhuti Yoga of Gita 10th chapter, which started in the 7th chapter, 9th में, 10th में. He tells मुझको देखो भाई सब में मैं ही तो हूँ. Dyava Prithvi Janayan Ekadevaha. He only has created the Panchamahabhutas. Through them all the Stula Shariras. He only created Tanmatras. Through them all the Antakaranas and Indriyas. He only now expresses as Devata Shaktis. And to all of them, by his Chaitanya presence, activates them. Therefore, not falling in the delusion that anything is other than Ishvara. No, that's a delusion. It is appearing. It is a play of the Ishvara. With his Shakti, he only is becoming Stula Sukshma Karana and the play is going on. होता है, click होता है thought when we consistently apply ourselves to listen to this. One day it will click. Thereafter, the whole thing is Ishvara Leela. And I have to go beyond the Leela and the Ishvara to identify with this Brahman. वो होगा हमारा लक्ष्य. Now in the next mantra, Janayan Deva Ekha Virajam Srushtavan Ityartaha. So at the Samashti level, he himself has produced the Virat Purusha. So the Brahman is Ishvara. At the Karana level, Ishvara at the Sukshma level is Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha at the Sthula level is total Virat. Virat means the total Sthula Jagat of Aneka Brahmandas, and in that the Lokas and in all the Jivas. When all of them are in Sukshma Rupa, that is Hiranyagarbha Sthiti. When they are all in the Karana Rupa, that is Ishvara Sthiti. When all of them also have gone into Paramatma, non-separate from him, then the pure Brahman alone is there. That is ultimate. Now, Parameshwar ka Stavan. In the fourth mantra we are seeing today, Idanim Tasya Eva. Of that Paramatma Ishvara only, Sutra Srushtim Pratipadayan. Doing the Pratipadana of that Paramatma only, expressing a Sutratma. Sutratma, Brahmadeva, Hiranyagarbha are synonymous. So, Pratipadayan, Mantra Druk Abhipretam Prarthayate. The Mantra Drashta Rishis, Abhipretam, what is his Sankalpa, desire? That also being asked here. Mantra Druk Abhipretam Shrutimata Prarthayate. Shrutimata is demonstrating. You know what the Mantra Drashta Rishis pray. Like in Gita 15th chapter, Krishna demonstrates to Arjuna as to how to surrender. He himself is the Lord, whom he will surrender to. But he says a sentence there, which is a demonstration to Arjuna as to how to surrender. He says, Tamevacha Adyam Purusham Prapadye Yataha Pravrittihi Prasruta Purani. I am going in surrender to the Adi Purusha, from whom this Purani Samsara Pravritti Prasruta came in flow. So Bhagavan Krishna is doing that. I am surrendering to the Adi Purusha. He himself is How can he do so? So he is demonstrating to Arjuna, बेटा ऐसा करना चाहिए, है ना? That's also the third shloka. Asanga shakti snudena chitva tata padam tat parimargitavyam. That param tat pada parimarganam we have to do. Why? Yasmin gatani nivartanti. Because reaching him alone is the final emancipation. Sir, how to do that? This way. Tameva chadyam purusham pravadde eda pravritti pravrta parsta purani. But to become qualified for this, what to do? Nirmana moha chitta sanga dosha. All the bahiranga antaranga sadhanas to. वहां गीता में तो यहाँ भी the Sutratma, Utpadanam, and the Rishi Prarthana. Shruti Mata demonstrating that the sadhaka should do the Prarthana Sankalpa like this to the Ishvara. Let us chant the mantra 2 times. Yo devanam prabhavaschodbhavascha Vishwadipo Rudro Maharshihi Hiranyagarbham Janayamasa Purvam Sano Buddhya Shubhaya Sayunakto. Again, Yo devanam prabhavaschodbhavascha Vishwadipo Rudro Maharshihi हिरण्यगर्भं जनयामास पूर्वं सनो बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तु. तो यह देवानां प्रभवश्च उद्भवश्च, the one who is the producer of all even devatas, that is the Parabrahma Paramatma with his infinite Maya Shakti, the Ishwara Sthiti here talked about. So such one who is the Prabhava Udbhava of all the devatas, therefore Vishwa Atipaha, the Lord of the entire Vishwa, who is called as Rudra also, and who is called also Maharshi. The meaning of these words we'll see in the Bhashya. Such one, before the gross Virat Jagat got manifested, its subtle form he allowed to manifest. That's the Hiranyagarbha Sthiti. Hiranyagarbham Janayamasa Purvam. Same thing in that Hiranyagarbha Suktam also, first mantra. हिरण्यगर्भः समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जातः पतरेक आसीत् सदाधार पृथिवीं द्यामुते मां कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम. हिरण्यगर्भः जनयामास पूर्वम्. हिरण्यगर्भ स्थिति, beautiful definition Bhashyakara gives, very sweet. We will see that. But it is at the Sukshma level. Everything in the Sukshma sthiti is Mahat Sthiti. Identified with that, expressing through that, the Paramatma is called Hiranyagarbha. The Paramatma through my subtle body is called Tejas. Gross body Vishwa. Karana Sharira Pragna. Beyond Turiya. So Hiranyagarbham Janayamasa Purvam. Now, what the Rishi should pray, what Sadhaka should pray is this. Saha, that Ishvara, Naha, to all of us, Buddhya Shubhaya, with the Shobhayamana Shubha Buddhi, Samyunaktu endowers. May he has endowed the Manushya, Pashu, Ityadi with hands and legs, as it was said, including all faculties. Here, the importance given is to the Buddhi. O Lord, Shubhaya Buddhya Sayunaktu. Not only the intellect, but the Shubha intellect, please endow us with, give us. Obviously, what is the Shubha Buddhi? Which is able to, through the Shastra Adhyanam from Guru, comprehend the Parabrahman, the reality. That alone is the Shubha Buddhi. Any Buddhi which talks about, thinks about, establishes anything other than Parabrahma is the Ashubha Buddhi. Buddhi is understanding, Buddhi is Nishchaya. Understanding comes through Vicharana, Vicharana on the Shastras. So Shastra Vicharana करने वाला शुभ बुद्धि, शास्त्रोक्त एक तत्व को समझने वाला शुभ बुद्धि, और उसी को निश्चय पूर्वकता से लक्ष्य मानने वाला शुभ बुद्धि. फिर वो बुद्धि जिसमें to reach to that lakshya, all these sadhanas are pakka known and it is doing those sadhanas nischaya rupena. All this put together is Shubhaya Buddhya Samyunaktu. And the beauty of this is what? When this way we ask with understanding for the Shubha Buddhi, that Ishvara will bless us. At that level of ours, the availability of Guru teaching the Upanishad, in the Upanishad Tattva Mahasi Mahavakya, all of them so beautifully enter into us without any distractions, ambiguities, tamagunas. Because Shubha Buddhi Bhagavan ने दी क्योंकि हमने मांगा. It is the meaning of this shloka. यो देवानां प्रभश्चोद्भवश्च विश्वादिपो रुद्रो महर्षिः हिरण्यगर्भं जनयामास पूर्वं सः नः बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तु. This mantra with the bhashyam. Okay. Bhashyakara says, Yo devanam iti. I am commenting on this mantra which starts with the word Yo devanam. So, yaha devanam. Who are the devas? Indra adinam. So, Indradi devatas. द्वादशादित्यास एकादश रुद्रास दश दिक्पालकास नवग्रहास अष्टवसुस all of them are adi. Indra adi, Agni Varuna Vayu, all the devatas. Indradi devanam prabhavaha means hetuhu. He is the one who has manifesting through his own maya shakti upadhi as these devatas. कोई भी देवता ब्रह्म के अलावा हिरण्यगर्भ के अलावा ईश्वर के अलावा कोई नहीं, इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं हो सकते. When we say even an ant also cannot be without Paramatma, how can we say these devatas are independent? No. So devanam prabhavaha means hetu. So to udbhavaha. Prabhava hetu and udbhava hetu. Prabhava means expression. Udbhava is what? Vibhuti yoga means to each of the devatas, whatever the shaktis that are there, given, positions that are there, given, works that are there, given, permission or order to do those works that are given, all of that is caused by that Ishvara. So, Varuna Dev को वर्षा का शक्ति देना, वर्षा करने का अनुमति देना, है ना, ये सारा he only does it. That's the meaning of Udbhavascha. So Agni Deva, he created Agni Deva. He gave the Agni Deva the Shakti to burn. He gave that position to the Agni Deva and he gave permission by कब कब कहाँ कहाँ अपना शक्ति का प्रदर्शन करना है. Understood? When this type of language is explained, no, inadvertently one mistake what happens is as if that Ishvara and Agni Deva are different. See, when we say Ishvara alone manifested as Agni Deva, वहाँ ईश्वर and Agni Deva are one. That feeling comes. But the moment we say to that Agni Deva, he gave burning power, see inadvertently as if the Agni Deva and Ishvara are separate, that type of feeling comes inside. That's the problem in communication. That's why we have to complete the sentence by saying so that even in that Agni Deva, all the Dahaka Shakti belongs to him only. Precisely, that Ishvara alone is expressing as the Agni Devata, as the Varuna Devata, as the Vayu Devata. Even there also, he is expressing as that when it is said, if we are not very subtle, again we feel the separation difference, as if the Ishvara is different and he is different. He is expressing as the Agni Deva, they are not two. Like a person, he makes a very good dance, let us say. When it is said the dancer and he, they are two, as a feeling nahi hota humko. But in case of this Vedanta, where Ishvara has given the power to the Agni, we feel that they are separate. No, Ishvara with the Dahaka Shakti is called Agni Deva. Ishvara with the Vahaka Shakti is called as Vayu Deva. Ishvara with the Jala Shakti is called as the Varuna Deva. He only that. That's the meaning of Udbhavascha. He expressing as Upadhi and he is expressing as the power in the Upadhi. Expressing as Upadhi is Prabhavaha. Power in that Upadhi is Udbhavaha. That's called Vibhuti here. Hmm. Then Vibhuti Yoga. Vishwasya Adipaha Vishwadipaha Palayita. He is the Adhipa. Pa means Palayita. Adhitishtati Palayita. The whole world which is manifesting, he only does the Palana. Then Maharshihi. What do you mean by Maharshi? The word that has come. Mahanscha asau Rushihi cha iti Maharshihi. Means Sarvagna iti artha. Rishi means Rishayah Jnana Rashmayah. So he is Mahan and Rishi. He is bigger than biggest and he knows everything. Therefore, he is called Sarvagnya. That is Ishvara. Okay. Then he is the one who from himself projected the Hiranyagarbha before the Stula Virat Jagat comes. See that Hiranyagarbha, how the word is explained. Tomorrow we'll see more. He means Hitam. Ra means Ramaniyam. So he Ramaniyam. Hiranyagarbha. He means Hitam. Ra means Ramaniyam. Then what? Ati Ujwalam. Hitam Ramaniyam Ati Ujwalam. What is it? Jnanam. That itself is Garbha. That itself is Antasaraha. Yasya. Tam Hiranyagarbham Janayamasa. Hitam Ramaniyam Ati Ujwalam Jnanam Garbhe Ante Yasya Saha Hiranyagarbha. So Hiranyagarbha Shabda how many times we heard? But the meaning यहाँ बता रहे. Hitam Ramaniyam Jnanam Antaha. So, Itam Ramaniyam Ati Ujwalam Jnanam. What do you mean by that? From both sides we will see. From the Hiranyagarbha side, he has got all the Jnanam with him to produce Virat Purusha and in that all the individual Jivas. For that, whatever the Jnana, goodwill, everything is required, he has got. And from the created world standpoint, created world of Jiva standpoint, Hitam Ramaniyam Atiujwalam Jnana means what? To what Jivas, what's required? For their survival, what's required? For fulfilling their kamanas, what's required? To set right them if they are on the wrong path, what's required if they want to spiritually grow. All of that he has got. That's the meaning of Hitam Ramaniyam Atiujwalam Jnanam Garbha Asya iti Iranya Garbha. Tomorrow also once more we'll see this. Janayamasa Purvam, he produced out of himself. Then the Prarthana by the rishis should be demonstrated by the Shruti Mata is Saha, that Paramatma, Ishvara, Naha means Asman, all of us, Buddhya, Shubhaya, Sanyunaktu. May he endow us with the Shubha Buddhi. Tune us with the Shubha Buddhi. Give us the Shubha Buddhi. What is that? Paramapadam Prapnuyama iti. So that the ultimate reality we realize. Therefore, Bhagavan Adishankara is not detailedly saying one word, he is saying that buddhi which is useful for the prapti of the Paramapada is the Shubha Buddhi. That's it. Okay, definition. Ask for that. Why any other second, third option or alternative? है ही नहीं है. भैया शुभ बुद्धि दो जिससे परम पद मिल जाएगा जो मोक्ष है, जो लक्ष्य है. Right? Tomorrow we'll see a little bit more and enter into these two beautiful mantras which are there in Rudram also, that the Lord Rudra is prayed. See, we are reaching to Shivaratri in next 3-4 days. So the good Shiva mantra. Let us see tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thank you. Come for Gita.